everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Teachers Podcast brought to you by Slay Life. Slay Life is a finishing school which is a place for teens and undergraduates to showcase their talent and learn life skills for a better professional and personal career. Today we have a special faculty guest with us, Dr. Aruna Sonawane, who is the head of placements and internships at Symbiosis Skills and Professional University. She has more than 15 years of experience in teaching. It shall be interesting to understand her views on the gap which is increasing between the current education system and jobs of tomorrow, and how teens and undergraduates should prepare themselves for this ever-changing future scenario. Uh, Thank you, Professor Sonawane, for joining us on this podcast. We welcome you at Slay Life, right?
Thank you, Utkarsh.
Yeah. So, Professor Sonawane, we'll start with the first question is on the assessment of the current crop of undergraduates which are coming out of various colleges in India. How will you rate them on their job preparedness based on your own experience?
Job preparedness is too low. If you want to know the ratings, then on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
I'll rate them somewhere between 3 to 4, which is very poor, in
Right.
fact. The reason might be due to theoretical approach, or it could be also say ignorant approach of the students. It could be also due to the structure, that is the course structure which is
Yeah.
being taught to them
Yeah. 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 So,
at this. Yeah,
yeah, please go on. Please go on.
at the same time, there are very few institutions who take a lot of efforts to make the syllabus in sync with what is required today by the industry.
So, yeah. So, another question which I wanted to ask is about the attitude of students towards employers and jobs.
There are not many cases we come across every day, because with more than 1,000 students to be placed, it's not only about the placement, but it is also about internship, which Symbiosis Skills and Professional University has introduced a unique model of putting students on internship every year.
Yeah.
So what happens is, in the very first year, the students have a little casual approach, but the actual scope of understanding comes at that point when they are hardly 18 or 19 years of age. So it becomes very difficult to make them understand what's the corporate culture holds for them, how they are supposed to behave. And as you rightly pointed, time discipline is a major factor.
Right.
When it comes to feedback from the industry, I would be really thankful to all those industries who give opportunities for our students who are hardly 18 or 19 years of age and have very understanding approach. But when it comes to students, eventually they get to understand how it is going to be, how they have to behave as a working professional. I feel strongly that this process of inducting them on an internship plays a crucial role. So students need to have more responsible attitude towards corporate culture.
Sure, sure, ma'am. Moving on, so I'm sure the current education system has undergone a lot of changes. What can you say about the changes which have happened in the last 5 years? What would be the top three points which you would like to share on that?
Yeah, definitely. As I pointed out, that the theoretical approach could have been a major culprit when it comes to job readiness of the students who are, graduated. So it is possible that slowly and steadily the placement departments came into existence, and continuous interaction with the industry made us realize what is lagging. And because of this, the syllabus was changed, the pedagogy was changed, and the department, which is totally different, which we call as an interdisciplinary department, which tries to teach students about soft skills, about grooming, about the discipline, and many more things what they should know, and of course the business ethics also. So with this gap you can fill, then definitely the students will try to perform the way they are expected in the industry.
Right, right. So you talked about soft skills, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right now, in current scenario, there is a lot of noise and craze, I may say, about coding and tech skills.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think students are giving enough importance to soft skills as of now? And what is your understanding or evaluation of importance of soft skills for any student's career, future career?
Yeah, definitely. Sectors, the requirement differs. So, for technical jobs, probably the people need to focus more on the software development, so they may not be required to talk much or whatever it is.
Right.
But eventually, at the end of the day, soft skills are very important. Although there is a casual approach of the students towards developing soft skills,
Right.
but what happens is when they realize that they are going wrong somewhere, it is going to affect their career, then they realize the importance of getting acquainted with what is required, and they try to understand it in much better way.
So one more question which comes out of this is, what will be the top 2-3 soft skills which will advise students to nurture on as they grow in their student journey or career journey? Which do you think is missing in the students currently?
Yeah, of course, the first will be a leadership quality.
Sure.
The second will be, as per my understanding, I would like to mention to have strong ethical etiquettes,
Yes.
which is very important, because you are judged by how you behave, how you respond. And third will be to have which cannot be called as a quality as such or a soft skill as such, to have respect for everyone and on priority for women.
Right. So next question wanted to talk about is which is quite right now gaining momentum, this topic of depression in students, right?
Basically, I feel it is a lack of communication. Most of the time, depression is attributed to upbringing of the child.
Yes.
It could be some financial issues as well. But at education level, I don't think the studies or the pressure of the studies should be the reason for depression. It is only that the students need to talk out. They need someone to share.
Right.
Whatever it is, whether it is right or whether it is wrong. So if they don't get anyone to speak, the pressure builds up inside. And it could be also, if there are no proper friends to guide, definitely they may take some wrong decision, which we can see nowadays with the results being declared, with whatever. If students should accept failure, because every time you cannot be a successful person. Right. Or you cannot succeed for whatever you do. So you should learn to accept failure, because as we say, failure is the stepping stone to success. So you should learn to accept it.
I have a slightly interesting question on this. Like you talked about acceptance of failures for students.
Yeah.
How can institutions, right, educational institutions, help students, get this skill or understand that failure is a part and parcel of life?
Yeah, I think our education system with the rankers, as you said, ARI 1, this, that. So our education system could be the reason for I feel negative competition. Right. We should actually promote positive competition, and if that is the case, then not a single student will feel discouraged about his or own results. What we try to gauge the qualities in a student is according to the marks he or she gets.
Yes. Yes.
So why don't we have a very universal mechanism? And I appreciate CBSE board for coming up with the CGPA mechanism. So there is no distinction as such. But yes, the person who takes efforts to reach to that level may not feel that appreciated, because he or she may feel that yes, even I am graded on the same scale.
Right.
But slowly and steadily we have to introduce a mechanism which will try to grade or assess a student based on different qualities which he or she has, and not only the theoretical marks which he or she gets. So we should have that mechanism. At the same time, we should have different activities at school level or institute level, where we try to make a child understand, yes, if there is a game of cricket, the sports, one team has to win, right? The other will lose. So you have to work on those areas which made you lose the game, and not crib about why that person has won. So
Sure.
you should have a mechanism which will encourage positive competition, and it should be, it should develop the qualities which you have, rather than demotivating yourself and keeping a laid back attitude, or rather than becoming too passive about somebody else. So you should have a very positive opinion, positive approach towards whatever you do in life.
Next question was on social media impact for students. Again, social media for students has become a big topic now, and some advice to the students who will be watching this interview on the usage of social media.
Yeah, as long as I feel a social media has to be used in a way which should not be detrimental to you yourself as an individual, and neither to anybody else. So I will not demotivate or discourage students to not use social media.
Right.
Yes, they can use, but you should not be addicted to it. My advice to students is, use it in a proper way. Use it for the benefit of people, benefit of yourself. And if at all you find something which is not so encouraging, and it's going to cause any harm, then should not pass on such messages, because it may be help to somebody else.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Sure. So that brings us to the last question of this podcast, and that is about how should students explore their careers, because as a placement head, you must have seen students being in this dilemma of going for career choice A, career choice B, doing PhD, and so plethora of opportunities.
Yeah.
So any suggestions for students on exploring career opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to advise students on having a very wider approach towards employment. It's not that if you are graduating in a particular degree, but when you are graduating, you have come across multiple subjects. So not to restrict your requirement of job to that particular core subject, because you will have multiple options outside. You should not have restricted view of a brand, because personally I feel brands do exist, your dream jobs are always there, but you have to start with a lesser known brand if you really want to learn much.
Right.
You will get sufficient exposure only when you go for a job of your choice, not necessarily into that domain. You can shift from one domain to another.
Sure. One last piece of advice, if you have to give to someone, apart from whatever we discussed.
Yeah, I would advise students to, for example, I come across many students, and they are like, what we should do if we want to be successful. Then I would advise the students to be a good human being first.
Sure.
If you are a good human being, things will fall in place. Have respect for others, whoever it is, because that is the crux of surviving in this world. Secondly, to be what we can say, to be promoting sustainable development, because we had a question on technology and how the students, whether they are inclined towards coding or whatever it is. But the technology will always develop. We will have more and better technologies to support survival. But whatever is the case, you should have a very sustainable approach towards whatever you do. So, in short, I would like to say that people should live simply. As we say, I live simply. So, how I can support in the world in reducing pollution, how I can be of help to, contradict climate change, or we can say global warming. So what will be my efforts towards it? Because if students are planning for higher education abroad, these areas will help them to get into better and better universities.